Oh, there we go. Whatever button you just hit just worked. So let's take this. Just cool. It's cool. Take it from the top. Run that joint one more time. We gonna yes, please. We'll start it all over. Just stay right there. We're gonna start right over. Go ahead. Drop the intro. Peace, 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 fire fam. Let's try this one more again. How's everybody doing? This is the Friday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the safe space where we set oppression ablaze. Because every day I wake up and look around and turn the news on and then summarily turn the news off. I said, I think it is time for a whole new system, for a whole new way of being, for a whole new way of living. And I know that we are completely capable and able, more so determined, to bring that new reality to pass. I'd like to welcome everybody to the program. Thank you all so much for coming to hang out with your homie for yet another Friday. Listen, do me a favor. When you come on in here, please hit the thumbs up button on the video. Shout out to my mods in here already modding strong. What's up to Latif? I don't know if Court's in here yet, but I know Court is in here. Hey, Court. And everybody's checking in. What's up, Valley Girls? What's going on, Imani? JG is in the building. Franny Francais is in the building. Alicia, my niece, is in the building. We've got a great show for you in store today, gang. Vesper. Hi, Vesper. A couple of things to start. So, not this Monday, but the following Monday is going to be the September edition of the Around the Fire Disability Fire Fam support chat. This is something that we have been doing now for several months, and it keeps getting bigger and stronger. We really appreciate everyone that is checked in. This is something that we share with our patrons on Patreon, but because this is something that benefits the whole of the Fire Fam community, you do not necessarily need to be a patron if you want to participate. So we do this every second Monday. So that is going to be Monday, September the 12th. So please make a note of that. Also, starting this coming Tuesday, we will be announcing our next abortion fund to support, because America is a wayward, fucking demonic, devilish place and does not view people who can't get pregnant and women and girls as, people in half the country, that is. We are going to be designating a grassroots abortion support fund every single month that we are encouraging Fire Fam to donate to. I think the old one possibly is still on our link tree, and that is to a fund in Wyoming called Chelsea's Fund. So we're only asking Fire Fam members to donate at minimum $5. If you got more than 5 on it, great. If you only got 5 on it, great. But we just want to be sure to have at least a repository of places that if you're trying to find areas that you can put your money to work to help pregnant folks on the ground who are now living in abortion restrictive states, you can find them here at Burn It Down with Kim Brown. So we'll be announcing that one on Tuesday. But let's get into the show, everybody. Now, the big news today, obviously, was Donald Trump. And I encourage you to please watch Status Quo News when it comes to this Trump news about Trump's secret documents that, he just took from the White House. Like, yes, I'll be taking these. I mean, who do y'all think got copies of all them top secret documents? Putin definitely got a copy, right? Who else got a copy? Trump been selling them shits all around the globe. Them joints have been good and sold. And again, I encourage you to watch Jordan Cheriton and Status Quo News to follow all that, because I cannot, because every time I look at and hear about the latest developments in these Trump secret documents, the shit just makes me laugh, bro. This shit just makes me laugh because Donald Trump is out here operating with all the arrogance of a privileged white man befitting his position, and I love it. And I love it. I love to see, especially the mainstream liberal media, like literally losing their shit, just aghast at what Trump has done. And it's like, really, it's less about what he has done and more so about what he has been allowed to do. Like, how is it that the Department of Justice was asking this man nicely for over a year? Could you please, sir, bring back our documents if you don't mind? These joints are top secret. They're classified, the top secret security clearance. Could you mind, please, sir? Please, sir. And Trump said, yeah, I got them joints. I get you them joints next week. Don't worry about it. A month go by, 6 months go by, a year go by. I love this. Humorous, thank you so much for your super chat early on. Humorous has just run us a $200 super chat, and Humorous says, hello, Kim. I hope that while you were on status quo the other day that you understood that there was a miscommunication between me and you. I hope that I have fixed that because it was my misunderstanding. Yes. With that said, I dig your show and I dig your fans. Oh, so everybody smash that like button. Hey, Humorous. Listen, I appreciate your super chat. I appreciate your message. I appreciate your support. And truly, I appreciate you being here. And I do believe it was a misunderstanding because I'm telling you, I mean, what I hate is white supremacy. You understand? I do not hate whites as a monolith. No, I hate white supremacy. And I say things I think that could make white people who are not familiar with me and really with my heart, I mean, it could sound like a dragging, and I understand that, but it's not a personal dragging because, as I have stated on here, the fire that I have for white folks is for racist white folks, is for obtuse white folks, is for people who fail to recognize or acknowledge their privilege in the ways in which whiteness, even shit that you were born into that you didn't have no part of, still operates in a system to oppress other folks. So I think we just got some miscommunication going on there. Humorous, you are all good in the hood with me. Thank you so much for your super chat support. We certainly appreciate it. But y'all, man, Donald Trump, Trump is out here doing the most. And apparently Joe Biden definitely believes that Donald Trump is his number one political nemesis. And I suppose to an extent, he is not wrong. And in a speech, oh, that's right. I'm like, why the fuck was Biden hanging out in Pennsylvania all week? Well, because there's a tight Senate race there with Dr. Mehmet Oz. How's Dr. Oz doing in them polls? Is Dr. Oz about to be the next senator of Pennsylvania? Everything is a madness right now. I cannot necessarily pretend to keep up with the specifics of some of these midterm races. But anyway, Joe Biden in Pennsylvania, he was in, where was he? Wilkes-Barre earlier in the week, where he gave his resounding endorsement and doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on refunding the police. Thumbs fucking down, middle finger to the law. So I was like, all right, nigga. But last night in his primetime speech from Philadelphia's Independence Hall, Joe Biden, the rhetoric of his speech, I think is important to dissect, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Joe Biden represents the guard, I won't even call it the old guard, because there's still a lot of youngish Democrats and moderates that are upholding this mythology of American exceptionalism and this farce about how we have to defend democracy against the likes of Donald Trump. It's operating under a faulty premise to begin with. When the fuck was America ever a democracy for all? I'll raise your hand. I'll be calling on people in the chat. Raise your hand. I need to know the year. What year was it that America was truly a democracy for everybody? No year. Okay, that's what I thought. That is what I thought. Let's take a listen to a tiny excerpt from what Joe Biden had to say, and then let me come back and fillet this motherfucker for a few minutes before we move on with the rest of the show. Let's take a listen to Biden last night in Pennsylvania.
Equality and democracy are the rock upon which this nation is built. They're how we became the greatest nation on earth. They're why, for more than 2 centuries, America has been a beacon to the world. But as I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise.
When Joe Biden says America is a beacon, do they mean sort of like an armed missile drone flying above Pakistan and Afghanistan and Iraq and Syria, and the drone that's about to drop a missile on unsuspecting civilians? Does he mean like a beacon, like that kind of beacon? Like I'm about to bomb the shit out of some regular ass civilians kind of beacon? Because that's really the beacon that America is truly known for, okay? And it's only other imperialist nations like England, like France, like Germany. They're the only ones that try to uphold that American liberty and justice for all ethos, aside from the U.S. I guess Canada does it to another extent also. But the rest of the world, the rest of the world, the whole of Africa, the whole of Asia, the whole of Central and South America, wholly knows that America ain't shit. It is not a spreader of democracy. It is not a spreader of freedom across the globe. And how could it be when the people that are born in this country, the majority of them, do not have those same access to freedoms and democracy that Joe Biden is talking about? When this country was founded, it was founded on land theft and genocide, period, point blank, full stop. Like there's no sugarcoating that, okay? There's no way around that. The United States came here to pillage and plunder indigenous nations and indigenous tribes. It did just that, okay? Then capitalism came forth on the backs of chattel slavery, right? You imported enslaved Africans here to work for free, to build this goddamn country on their backs for free. There is no other class of people besides Africans that have, well, let me correct that, with some indigenous folks also thrown in there for show, because that was also a thing. But who else has had their children bought and sold as commodities besides African folks in this country? Bought and sold. Like Black women did not have any ownership over their own children that they born. Just think about that. And not to say ownership, I guess, well, I don't know how parenthood works. Do you own your children? I guess so. Maybe your children own you. I think that's probably how it goes. But democracy for whomst, sir? Even in your fabled documents, the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, very specifically, it is laid out that Black people, Africans, are 3/5 of people. I don't even think Native people are mentioned in the Constitution. And not to mention all of the treaties that the United States government signed and intentionally broke and are still in the process of breaking with indigenous nations. So I'm sorry, what's the democracy that we're trying to uphold? What's the democracy that we're trying to uphold? And you can tell that we, as America, is definitely in late stage capitalism. I hope so. End stage capitalism. I hope that bitch is on life support. And somebody please walk in the room and kindly pull the plug. Just put capitalism out of its misery, because it's over. This time, I hope, will soon be coming to a close. But this notion of American exceptionalism in the sense of democracy, that everybody here has an opportunity, quote unquote, opportunity to come to this country and make their lives whatever they want them to be, is a lie. It is a lie, and it's been demonstrably proven untrue, like Joe Biden said, for the past 200 some years. Even if we look at what Joe Biden himself is doing, let's talk about what democracy is in America. Like, do you have a freedom to eat? do you have a freedom for shelter? Do you have a freedom from not experiencing state violence? I mean, what is this freedom that Joe Biden specifically is referencing here? What's this democracy that he's talking about? For the tens of thousands of immigrants that are on the southern border right now trying to cross their way into this country, many of whom were held at bay on the other side of the Mexican border when Title 42 was enacted, which I thought was really weird, that the Trump and Biden administrations wanted to keep immigrants out during COVID-19. Meanwhile, we have millions of COVID-19 vaccines absolutely expiring and going to waste because Americans are too arrogant. Perhaps I'm not even getting to this vaccination debate with, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But you understand what I'm saying. There's lots of people who are trying to get into this country that would have gladly taken the COVID-19 vaccine if it meant them getting access into the U.S., which they are entitled to as asylum seekers, allegedly. But when you got the Biden administration sending Cop Mala down into Central America, telling these people don't come, what's the democracy and the freedom that you're selling here, people? What's the democracy and the freedom that you're selling here? Who ran us a little sticker? Oh, what's going on? Leroy, thank you so much. Leroy, Crip Hop Nation, come through, Crip Hop Nation. I love that. Thank you so much for the support, Leroy. I appreciate that. Y'all follow Crip Hop Nation everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Leroy's out here doing very, very important work. And Leroy, by the way, Erica from Brokish, I believe, is going to reach out to you because she wants to do an episode about disability rights and talking to Black disabled people. So Leroy, be looking in your email from Sister Erica right there. Thank you so much, Humorous. Humorous says that you are fascinating to me, the way you see the world, as well as many of your fans. It's places like this that my mind expands, not contracts. I'm glad to hear that, Humorous. That is exactly the intention here, because we have to free ourselves from this fantasy. And it's hard to free yourself from the fantasy that you live in the greatest country in the world, because it is conditioned upon you very early on as a child. I never forget, in some anti-China rhetoric of years ago, I remember seeing a story, like a news report online, and they were talking about how, and in China, they force Chinese children to recite, the national mantra every day. And I'm like, do American children not recite the Pledge of Allegiance every single day? Like, the ways in which Americans fail to see the ways that we are propagandized. We can totally see the propaganda in other places, but Americans are very bad at recognizing the ways that we are conditioned and propagandized right here in this country. And Joe Biden, obviously, he has to sell this. He is the leader of the free world. Where is free? Give us free. Where is free? But it just sounds so hollow, and it rings so hollow to me. So where's this democracy, Joe Biden? Is the democracy going to be in the communities where you're trying to unleash 100,000 more police officers, spending billions of dollars to shore up the militarization of the American law enforcement system, whereas we still have schools that have not had their HVAC systems renovated over this summer break in anticipation of, school starting? We're still in the middle of a pandemic where, by the way, today is the last day for you to order your free COVID test from the government, because after that, got to start paying for them COVID tests, gang. And you will have to pay for those vaccines if you are not insured, right? Which we know a lot of people, 30 million Americans, lack health insurance. So people are going to have to come out of their pocket to even purchase COVID tests now and to get the new vaccines as they come out. Who just ran us some bucks? You guys are, it's the first Friday. Y'all got paid. Got it. So what is this? What is all this going on? Hey, Zainab, what's going on? Ain't got much to give right now. Zainab, your presence here is more than enough. But this is my favorite channel on YouTube. No shit. Keep it the fierceness, Kim. It is needed. Burn it down. Zainab, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is a huge compliment coming from you, dear, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And gang, listen, I am grateful that anybody would open up their purse or their wallet to support this platform. I am. But guys, I know times are tough. I do. So your presence here is the present. understand your presence is the present. Because guess what? You could have been anywhere else in the world tonight and you here with me. So that is the biggest gift of support that I could ever get. So thank you so much, Zainab. That's so sweet. That really touched me. Thank you so much. The fuck was I saying? Nah, I done forgot. Anyway, let me read some comments real quick. And Will, by the way, I want you to start playing with the all the comments. You can put whatever comment you want up there, but especially for our super chatters, if you click on the I don't fucking know, hit the button, dog, and the shit should pop up. And the shit should pop up. So start playing with that, so we can put our people them up on the screen for showing some love. What's up, Donnie? Afraid not, come through, baby. And I am so concerned. Obviously, you guys know I have a lot of concerns. My concerns, I am truly concerned about the role of policing in America. I think that police needs to be abolished. We could start with defund the police. I think that's a good place to start. But I think the police need to go away because I don't really think they serve a public safety function in this country, and I think that's pretty well established. But the other thing that really concerns me, obviously, is the climate and the environment. And that's something that Joe Biden really pisses me off when it comes to democracy. Again, democracy, I interpret democracy as freedom, right? Freedom. But we are not free. We are under the boot of petrochemical corporate overlords. And Joe Biden is right there in their pocket. The fact that Joe Biden would have this new piece of legislation that he got passed and signed, he signed it into law, and touting all of the climate change initiatives and all the spending designated for climate change. At the same time, he is authorizing the completion of oil pipelines, the Mountain Valley Pipeline. I need to reach out to sis out there she's in North Carolina. I think her name is Crystal. We had her on the show before, and she's a Black Indigenous woman who has been fighting against this pipeline. I actually want to have her on either here, or I might invite her on to Status Coup to see if she could talk about the authorization of this pipeline through her community, and what's that going to mean for her community. How can you be serious as a president, as the leader of democracy, and not be taking very seriously the looming threat of climate catastrophe and climate disaster? Despite the fact that we have had a very quiet hurricane season. In fact, I think August marked the first month in 25 years. In all of Augusts, we have never had, or not never. I'm trying to recount this stat and I'm doing it very badly. This past August was the first August in 25 years that a named storm has not hit the United States, a hurricane, which is incredible. Which means I think September might be rough. So I think we need to be in our P's and Q's. But all that notwithstanding, Joe Biden's policies, the fact that he's authorizing and greenlighting more oil drilling pipeline, not just pipelines, but also gas exploration projects in the Gulf of Mexico, and not doing enough to shore up the infrastructure in places like Jackson, Mississippi, that are struggling right now, not able to drink the water indefinitely. I saw Tate Reeves, the governor, on a press conference today telling people that they could shower, but keep your mouth closed. The heat waves out in California, in addition to the wildfires, are causing rolling blackouts. Well, what does that mean for disabled people who depend on electricity, for like ventilators and respirators and any fucking thing else that disabled folks need to live and survive? If there's no electricity, then guess what? People are going to die. I don't see Joe Biden making those things as much of a priority as he does these pork projects in order to placate assholes like Joe Manchin. Like, America is under attack. And I understand Joe Biden wants to make us think that it's under attack from MAGA Republicans. Okay. Okay. And I don't doubt that on one hand, the Trump people, the MAGA Republicans, they do want to bring the government down. And I don't disagree. But what I do disagree with, I don't agree with whatever the fuck they think is coming after that, because I know it's going to involve the Negroes being subservient in some way, right? Or even worse, they just want to see us all eradicated and eliminated, right? And that's the MAGA Republicans. Joe Biden is content funding the police to the hilt, so they just pick us off one at a time, right? So these are just stylistic differences to me between Democrats and Republicans. But don't let Biden sell you this notion of democracy that somehow Trump is single-handedly responsible for attacking democracy. Democracy never was if you were not a white male property owner. It never was. And even still, it still is not. We are 50 years from the civil rights legislation. And most people who live in states, I'm going to say red states, but not necessarily red states, because a lot of these up north, mid-Atlantic blue states will keep their black voters waiting in line for hours. They will be sending them to precincts where the voting machines don't work. This notion of democracy is for very specific people. And to be honest, the farcical ways in which we have been sold our equality, I think, has been more harmful to us than it has been positive. Have Black people been allowed to participate in elections? Sure. But who have we been allowed to vote for? We have a lot of Black leadership, local and congressionally, but whose interests do they represent? They don't represent the people. They never have, and they never will. Franny Francais, Franny ran us some bucks. Franny Francais says, it's always a pleasure to burn it down with you and the Fire Fam. Peace. Love you, Franny Francais. That's so generous. Like I said, y'all got paid today. That's what's happening. I'm glad. I'm happy to see it. I'm grateful. Thank you guys so much. That's what's happening. That's what's up. What you saying here, Comrade Kwame? Hold on. The chat's moving a little quick. What's up, Ursula? Hey, Anna Hart. I'm very over it. I'm very over the thing. The majority of Black people live in red states in the South. Yeah. And and all them Negroes is facing uphill battles, uphill challenges to even vote. When Florida did a good thing in restoring voting rights to formerly incarcerated people, here come fascist ass Ron DeSantis trying to put people back in jail for using and exercising their rights under a law in which they weren't fully allowed to do. Don't let Biden make this about Trump. Okay, this notion of Trump being the person that is going to be taking democracy away from us. No, Joe Biden took democracy away from a lot of people when he authored the 1994 crime bill. Okay, he robbed, and again, I told y'all this before. I take very personally the 1994 crime bill because that was my dating pool. You know what I'm saying? Like that was Gen X getting locked up. Those are guys my age and my age range, being taken out of the community, being put into the system, being given harsh mandatory minimum sentences for allegedly criminal possessions of drugs now, where in a lot of places the shit is either recreational, available, or legal. I take very personally the shit that Joe Biden has done to this country, but again, specifically to Black Generation X people. And then he gets into office and he continues all the same destructive American policies. He engages in a proxy war with Russia in Ukraine, which Ukraine, by every reliable report coming out of Ukraine, is getting increasingly more fascist and more Nazi. and Joe Biden, this is the kind of shit that Joe Biden wants us to support. And then Joe Biden gives us $10,000 in student loan debt forgiveness and think that he done shot out a diamond. It's like that's the shiniest turd we have ever seen. Like, oh my God, you guys aren't impressed by how shiny this turd is? No, we are not. Because we're seeing all of our student loan forgiveness money go over to Ukraine. We're seeing all of our universal health care money being spent in Ukraine, and to fight wars in Somalia, and to start shit with China via Taiwan. Like, enough is enough. This is a system that I cannot support. I won't support it. I'm not going to pretend to support it under some fake guise of patriotism. I am not patriotic. No. If a country were to invade America right now, I'd be go fighting with them niggas. You're going to see me fighting with the Chinese. Fucking shit up. Because I'm tired. I am exhausted. I am exhausted of America. And the problem is, if we don't reform and rebuild the system, let me scratch out reform. There is no reforming any of this. If we don't tear this shit down brick by brick and build the system, the new systems that will benefit the most people, if we don't start that shit right now, a couple of things. Either Earth is gonna deal with us, or the rest of the globe is going to come together and deal with us. And if it's China, if it's Russia, I assure you, America is not ready for that kind of drama. I live right outside of DC. I can guarantee you, I personally am not ready for that kind of drama. So if we don't get America together, if we don't collect the fuck out of America right now, God, universe, the earth, and everybody else is going to come right over here and collect the shit out of us. Do not let Trump be a distraction, even though the shit is hilarious, okay? So anywho, hold on. Oh, what's going on? Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. Thank you all so much for all of your support. Do me a favor, hit thumbs up. And don't forget, subscribe and follow Black Power Media. I saw that when we were going live, the Black Myths podcast with Two Black was doing a really interesting episode about crack babies. So go back and be sure to watch that. Hit reminders on all of our content over there on Black Power Media as well. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to Status Quo News too. I will be back hosting Wednesdays solo starting this Wednesday. So thank you so much to Jordan. And of course, much love to our BPM comrades. Oh, guys, a quick update about Jackie Lukman. Jackie, I have to find the link, but Jackie let me know that the process is now open for people to see if they are a compatible match with Jackie. Our sister Jackie Lukman from Black Power Media, from Lukman Nation, and the host of By Any Means Necessary Radio on Sputnik Radio, she is in need of a kidney transplant. And guess what? I think that Jackie's new kidney is in the remix chat. Or I think it's somewhere out here. It might be me. It might be you. But follow Jackie on all of her social media. I know she will be posting that information. She told me it was okay to share that. But she sent me a picture and not a link. So I have to get the link and post it places. But we will probably be posting it on BPM next week. And we can start the process to figure that out. Because our good sis Jackie needs a kidney. We're going to get Jackie a kidney out here, y'all. We will get Jackie a kidney because she is a voice out here that is needed. She is a light. And we need Jackie. That's all I'm going to say. We need Jackie. So everybody quit drinking. Don't get too drunk this Labor Day, or make this Labor Day your last get drunk weekend, because, hey, you might have the kidney that could save one of our good sisters. So, let's try to be healthy out here, gang, as much as we can. Anna Hart, thank you so much for your super chat. Anna Hart says, just a reminder, the Around the Fire support sessions are next weekend. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful, Anna. And look at what Anna and Mama Lorraine have done. They have expanded on the Around the Fire disability support sessions. So this one is going to be for the caregivers. The caregiver sesh is going to be Sunday, September 11th. And the general sesh is going to be Monday, September 12th. So love to the Fire fam. Love to the hearts. Thank you so much for that, Anna. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you and your mom from putting this all together and letting everybody know that, listen, we disabled people, we see you, we know you are there. If your disability is visible or invisible, we know it's tough. So this is why we have this disability support sesh, the Around the Fire support sesh, for our folks to come out and, commiserate. And we make each other laugh. It's really fun. Guys, hit thumbs up on the video. Follow us different places around the internet: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Northern Witches on Twitch at BIDWKB. Okie dokie. The next place I want to go is to Uvalde, Texas, guys, because You want to talk about tearing systems down. I have a feeling, truly, that these parents, these grieving parents in Uvalde, are going to be the ones to really set some shit off. Like, I feel that. I feel as though they are not getting the political responses from their elected leaders, and they are becoming increasingly furious with that. I think these people are obviously still grieving, but I think the anger, the righteous anger, has definitely set in, and these folks are very tired. They're especially fed up with Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Now, Greg Abbott has been asked, and apparently is just not giving compassionate, sympathetic politician, especially relative to the destruction that happened at Robb Elementary School, with 19 school children murdered and 2 of their teachers also murdered. And Greg Abbott was asked about the idea of raising the age of purchase for long guns and assault weapons, raising that age from 18 to 21. And he listed the reasons. He said that basically, if he were to raise the age, or if the Texas state legislature was attempting to raise the age specifically on gun purchases, those specific gun purchases, he said that it would be overturned in the courts, right? That it is unconstitutional to prohibit 18-year-olds from buying assault weapons under the Second Amendment, because under the Second Amendment, once you're 18, you can buy missile launchers. You can buy fucking surface-to-air missiles. You can buy any fucking thing. If they sell it at Dick's Sporting Goods, you can just get it. Go in there, get it, walk out with it. Can't go to the liquor store though. But 18, you can buy all that shit. So part of the actions that the Uvalde parents have been doing, obviously you've heard about, the Uvalde school police chief, Pete Arredondo. They got that motherfucker up out of here. But what the parents did, this was within the week, maybe just a few days ago, they were posted up outside of the governor's mansion in Texas. And what they were doing was playing audio recordings of the voices of the people that were murdered at Robb Elementary, voices of the children, voices of the teachers. And we're going to hear from one particular parent. His name is Brett Cross. It's actually, we're going to play the first video there, the one that says no text. We're going to play that one first. And that one was credit from Antifa Operative on Twitter. At Antifa Operative on Twitter, posted this video of the Uvalde parents outside of Texas Governor Greg Abbott's governor's mansion. Let's take a look.
Because you do not give a damn!
Boys and girls, this is Miss Mireles.
You care more about our guns than you do our
and I
children!
miss y'all so much, and I hope to communicate with y'all pretty soon on Google Classroom.
You couldn't even tell us their damn names! I asked you! You said you couldn't say it off the top of your head! We remember them! And we are gonna make damn well sure that you do too!
It takes 2 years for it.
The heartbreak and the rage is so palpable, and I can understand it. And I'm hoping that we will get anyway. I can't even say, because I was gonna say I'm hoping we get a different outcome after Uvalde compared to what we got after Sandy Hook. But look, I mean, America does not care. America does not care. It was after the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting that I knew. I said, oh no, like there is going to be no compassion coming out of the American people who are committed to gun ownership. And listen, I've said this before. I'm the reason I'm a gun owner is because all my enemies have guns. Okay, like it would be, to me, it'd be foolish to be out here unarmed when racist whites and predatory men are out here armed to the teeth. It would be silly of me not to be armed. But I don't agree with possessing or owning any kind of gun under any kind of circumstance. I'm okay with assault weapon bans. That doesn't, I don't think, infringe on anyone's constitutional rights to own and bear arms. But I want to get back to the parents here because, like I said, Brett Cross, Brett, Brett Cross was the father of a 10-year-old shooting victim there in Uvalde, and he's furious. And I want to play what he posted on Twitter because he was responding to Greg Abbott's answers about why the governor of Texas is powerless to change the gun ownership laws and the age of which people can purchase assault weapons by raising the age from 18 to 21. So let's take a look at parent Brett Cross and his legitimate anger with Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Hey, Abbott. Just saw your lovely little video about how it's unconstitutional to raise the age to 21 with signs behind you saying parents matter. What parents are you referring to exactly? Because it's not us here in Uvalde. I spoke to you face to face and you said you wouldn't even try. So obviously we don't matter to you. I asked you if you could name the victims. You couldn't. You said not off the top of your head. Hell, you couldn't even name my son. His name is Uzziah. Don't sit there and act like you are for the people. You're our governor and you should be, but you're not. All you give a damn about is making money. So come and talk to me again. I've already told everybody what you have said, that raising the law wouldn't have changed nothing because of Santa Fe, except it would have. You see, that piece of shit that murdered our children legally bought that damn gun. Legally. You could do something about it. You're just too chicken shit to do it. So don't sit there and act like you're for the people, that you're for the parents, that you're for the children, because you don't give a damn. But I implore you, make a liar out of me. Call a special session. Or don't, and prove me right. Choice is yours, buddy.
So I agree with Brett there. Obviously, lawmakers are too afraid to change gun laws. Chicken shit. I don't disagree with that. But I think they understand, the politicians that is that the genie is out of the bottle. Like the people who are most invested in gun ownership, the ones, did you guys see the story? This was maybe a month or two ago, and I'm sorry, I can't recall what outlet it was, but they were examining the monthly amounts that especially some white Americans spend not only on guns, but on ammunition, where some people were actually passing on their regular monthly household bills in order to go buy ammo. And I'm like, whoa, this country is a madness all day. Franny Francais, $20 super chat. She says, Kim, check out Sandy and Nora's podcast from up in Canada. Love them. Okay, I will check out Sandy and Nora in Canada. Canada's nice until you engage with the police. and then maybe they're not so nice. So I want to say something, but I'm not trying to project on these parents at all. But I'm telling you, like, if I was Greg Abbott, and when I saw them people coming, I would go the other direction. Because I can only tell you, if that was me, had that been one of my children, and if I'd have got blown off by the governor, whom was cutting funding for mental health services in the state of Texas. Texas, I think, ranks last for the amount of funding that they pay to address mental health crises in their community. If Greg Abbott's policies help to get my children murdered, shit, dog, I might take that L, son. I might take that L because you already took my kid. So what else? What I got to lose? What I feel about trying to do harm to somebody like that? Probably nothing. because the levels of despair that these people are still undoubtedly feeling, you see how angry they are, you see how upset and devastated they are still, as well they should be, as probably will be for the rest of their lives. And I think some of them are probably committed to fighting on a policy front to try to get laws changed or whatever. But once they see the headwinds coming up against them, that politically that they are going to be in the minority, and unfortunately on the losing end, even though they are on the righteous path, like what they're doing is valid, it is legitimate, it is deserving, but not up against this political machine, not up against the gun lobby, not up against the ethos of America that means murder, kill, and destroy. That's what this country is founded on. There's a particular reason why America has impossible challenges to rein in guns and gun control. Because what else would this country be minus guns? Everything about America is get down or lay down. It is never, oh, let's everybody come together and let's do kumbaya and let's get everybody's perspective and opinion and everybody has an equal say. No, that's the fairy tale. That's the farce. That's the mythology. That is not the practice. America is a get down or lay down kind of nation, and that's it. Humorous, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. Humorous says, we have only had 2 jobs on this planet, people. No matter what anyone says, take care of each other. Yes, take care of the planet, and everything would have been given to us for free. Holy crap, did we screw that up? Well, let's be careful with the we there, Humorous. we ain't all speaking French here. I'm just playing with you, bro. But you understand? Like, where were we? Oh, Black Power Media on the remix this week when I was talking about aliens. And here come, anyway, but some of y'all was with me with the aliens. But anyway, when we look around the globe and we look at global histories and the histories of all the peoples everywhere, everybody was doing something positive on the planet, except everybody was making progress on plant medicine and science and understanding the natural world and communicating with the star people, except Europeans was the only ones. I don't know what the fuck Europe was in. Europe was in a state of disarray. Europe was doing real bad. I wish the Moors would have never gone into Europe and taught them people how to wash their hands. I wish the Moors would have stayed over in Africa and minded their business and let the plague do its thing across Europe. But no, everybody else understood by and large, right? That this planet is big enough for everybody. The resources are abundant for everybody. There is enough knowledge to go around for everybody. We don't need to put other people in bondage or in servitude to us. Except. I don't know what the fuck they was doing in Europe, man. I don't know, but as soon as they got let loose out of Europe, shit ain't been right for everybody ever since. For 500 years, everybody else has suffered because when Europe left Europe, what did they bring with Thank you, Latif. Latif says, check out the link, fam, that Courtney dropped in the chat on Jackie's transplant. Oh, good. Courtney, thank you so much for that. Thank you, Court. Yes, everybody, it is important. If you are physically able to be tested for a potential kidney donation to Jackie Luke Bond, we really encourage everybody to do that. I will be getting on that myself. So anyway, it's so weird because I grew up in the county, in Howard County, Maryland. I went to predominantly white schools my entire life. I know that there are good white people out here. I know them. I've met them. I have stayed the night at their house. I've met their parents. I know that there are plenty of good white people out here. The problem is not enough. It's not enough. There is not enough good white people out here. And then you have assholes like Donald Trump and Joe Biden who both think that they are good white folks. And you know. and you know. The delusion of whatever good people are. Like people, we are not on the same accord when we are defining very good people on both sides. Anyway, do me a favor, guys, hit the thumbs up on the video and let me bring y'all this last story. I'm kind of keeping this episode a little cute tonight because tomorrow is my uncle's funeral, so I gotta get in gear to get up to Baltimore to get ready for that. So there is that. So I wanted to keep it cute, but I think the story is interesting and important because it goes to show you the worthlessness of liberals and moderates and Democrats in general. And we could pop up that WHYY story, Will, about Governor Wolf. And heads up, if you are a Pennsylvanian with a marijuana conviction, or you know a Pennsylvanian with a marijuana conviction, this might be a story for you to pay attention to. Let's get that up there, Will. Let's pop up that for the people. So the headline reads, Governor Wolf starts process to pardon lower level pot convictions. Okay, pardon, eh? That sounds like a hoity-toity process that, could have been much more simplified and streamlined by something called expungement. Why the fuck people need pardons for low-level possessions of marijuana? Let me read this piece from WHYY.org. Pennsylvanians with minor nonviolent marijuana criminal convictions could be pardoned beginning Thursday this week in a period until the end of the month under a joint effort from Democratic Governor Tom Wolf and Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. Pause. Starting Thursday, so yesterday, beginning September 1st, in a period until the end of the month. Until the end of the month? Why just until the end of the month? The so-called one-time, now this shit don't piss me off. And I read this already, and I read it again just now, and it just pissed me off all over again. The so-called one-time large-scale pardon effort will allow anyone who has been convicted of possession of marijuana or a small amount of personal use to apply. There is no limit of the age of conviction. So there is no limit for the age of conviction. So this could be a decades-old conviction if need be. The application is free and entirely online. Officials estimate that thousands of Pennsylvanians are eligible due to convictions over the past several decades. Quote, it's a good example of Governor Wolf and Lieutenant Governor Fetterman doing everything they can from the executive office on this issue, said Chris Goldstein, who is Normal's Pennsylvania and New Jersey and Delaware regional organizer. Chris, Normal, I'm disappointed in this comment. Quote, this is as much as they can do. It's still really limited. Okay, well, it is really limited. Last year, he said 13,000 people who were arrested for marijuana could potentially benefit from this pardon effort. Quote, this 1 month window, I hope, works, but there could be hundreds of thousands of people that apply, he said. The window for the pardon effort is limited by Governor Wolf's remaining tenure. Oh, are you telling me that the reason he's doing this now is because he's on his way out? The window for this pardon effort is limited by Governor Wolf's remaining tenure. Having September 30th as a cutoff date allows the applications to be reviewed at the Board of Pardons October meeting. Do y'all really think that if y'all get tens of thousands of potential applications, you're going to be able to get through them in one meeting or even in 1 month? In a statement, Governor Wolf said that he called on the Republican-controlled legislature to support the legalization of adult use of marijuana. An effort from Republican Senator Dan Laughlin of Erie County so far has not advanced. What's up with State Senator Dan Laugh? Laughlin? I'm going to say Laughlin. Let's go with that. Until, quote from Governor Wolf. Quote, until they do, I am committed to doing everything in my power to support Pennsylvanians who have been adversely affected by a minor marijuana offense on their record, Wolf said. Opponents panned Opponents panned it for, quote, caving to their political base. Quote, this literal get out of jail free card is outside the normal scope of the pardons process. It lacks serious oversight and does even more to pick winners and losers in the criminal justice reform process, said Jason Gottesman, who is Pennsylvania's House Republican Caucus spokesperson. How is it a get out of jail free card if the motherfuckers ain't in jail? The executive director for the Pennsylvania District Attorneys Association said that they learned of the initiative the day it was announced. Very nice. Quote, with the understanding that the individuals who have convictions for other crimes will not be eligible under this process, we plan, like many other groups, to follow this closely in the weeks to come, Greg Rao said. This is that Higgy Haga, like Kalechi Okafor says. Higgy Haga. This is $10,000 in student loan debt forgiveness. This is promising $2,000 in federal stimulus relief during the pandemic and only sending $1,400. What the fuck is this, man? What the fuck is this? If you're going to do it, if you're going to expunge people's records, why make them go through a pardon process? Why the fuck do they even have to apply for it? Why can't the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections or the governor's office, whoever, just go through the rolls and see who has a minor marijuana possession conviction and get rid of it? Why force people to apply for some shit? Why make people do arduous things for basically laws that were racially targeted in the first place? I would bet money. I bet all the super chat money for the night. I bet all the super chat money for the night that the majority of the Pennsylvanians who have marijuana convictions on their records are black, right? So now you want to make people continue to go through the system, continue to fight the system, go through this appeals process that they have to apply for, and they might get it reviewed. So why did Governor Wolf wait until he was a lame duck to do this shit? See, this is that half-assed nonsense, this sprinkling of some crumbs, the tacit acknowledgement of a systemic issue of the failure of the war on drugs, an outright abject racially targeted failure that continues to fail and that black and brown communities continues to still suffer the effects from. And you want to come and sprinkle some crumbs. Oh, here's some crumbs. How come y'all not grateful for these crumbs? A 1-month window to apply for a pardon, And Tom Wolf is going to kick it to the Republicans. Well, with the Republican legislature, sir, aren't you in power? How come the Democrats govern like they ain't in power? How come Democrats govern like they got to ask for somebody else's permission to do shit? You know, the Republicans don't govern like that. They don't. When the GOP gets in the driver's seat, they go balls to the wall. They don't care about coalitions. They don't care about reaching across the aisle. They don't give a fuck about bipartisanship. They run their agenda. They run the table on their agenda. They don't ask questions. They just do. But Democrats, we got to work together. And it's like, I mean, that's cute, but you're trying to work together with people who are not interested in working with you. And when they get in power, they are not trying to reach across the aisle. They don't give a fuck what y'all got to say about the situation. They just do what they want to do. And I cannot absolutely stand it. It drives me fucking crazy. Thank you so much, Humorous, for your $200 super chat donation. Humorous says, hello, Kim. I hope that while you were on Status Quo the other day, you understand. Oh, wait, had I seen this already? Wait, I'm seeing old ones. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go, Humorous. Okay. Is there anyone up for a minimum of 1 million people in America going and camping out in D.C. to prove a point? Oh, you think you'll get arrested? Why? We own it. It's the people's city. Well, Humorous, if you go back actually and look about a year ago, well, maybe a year and a half ago now, but around the time right before January 6th, I did a series of interviews with some on the ground journalists, Chuck Modiano, who's part of the John Brown Brigade, and Sean Love from Black House News. Now, the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers had come to town weeks before January 6th. They tore shit up, and DC police stood there and looked at them. They just watched them. Actually, DC police took it a step further than that. They were actually taking pictures with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. I have it all on my YouTube channel. You just got to go back. So I said that to say, they will sick the police on who they want to sick the police on, and a bunch of hippies. Basically, hippies, that's who would come here and do this. A bunch of hippies coming to town and camping out, they would probably stick the police. It would be my guess, but I don't know. But see, again, that we got to have the white people come out in their white people Iron Man suits, because we know police, that they get confused when they have to shoot white folks. They don't know what to do. They're like, wait a minute, but the white person has to shoot at us first for us to even contemplate shooting the white person. So I don't know. Maybe that could work. Let's think about that. Let me drop this link in the chat, because if you know somebody that is dealing with a weed conviction in Pennsylvania and they could use this pardon process, tell them, because I have a feeling that this information is probably not going to get out there en masse widely to the people that could most benefit from it. So I'm dropping the WHYY link in the chat, and within that WHYY story, they have the link to apply for your pardon, which again makes me furious. It didn't Joe Biden, the $10,000 student loan relief, you have to apply for that too. You have to apply for that too. What's it like to live in a country where shit works? What's it like? I bet you shit works in South Korea. Where else do y'all think shit works? Vietnam. I bet you shit works in Vietnam. Shit does not work in America. And it may not be so bad if shit didn't cost so fucking much in America. Like, if America wasn't charging you an arm and a leg to like live, if America wasn't charging you out the yin yang so you could have electricity and access to air conditioning in the summer, and then access to heat in the winter. Like, I mean, just the audacity of the shit that they withhold intentionally from working people and from poor people, and make it arduous and make it, you have to jump through all these hoops just to get the bare minimum. But you better go ask for your shit, because they're not going to tell you that it's owed to you. They're not going to tell you that, hey, this is something that actually you qualify for and that it's really easy for you to get. No, they should just be giving you the shit. But capitalism is determined to extract the most out of us that it absolutely can. And America's government is funded and fueled by capitalists, which is another reason why America must fall. It must fall, because its economic system must fall. And that's the problem with Democrats. At the end of the day, Democrats are still committed to the institutions. They talk about, Trump is attacking democracy. Well, they are still committed to the institution that still disenfranchises the majority of their base, right? They say that they want it to change, but what do they actually do to make it change? Democrats had ample time, literal, numerous terms of democratically held power in the White House that they could have codified abortion access into federal law, and they didn't. They sat on their fucking hands and allowed an extremist court to be seated and to have women's bodily autonomy be forcibly taken away. We need a new way forward, guys. And the electoral process, this electoral system, this two-party duopoly, well, it's not even a duopoly. I mean, I can't even call it a duopoly. Duopoly, it implies that maybe they might be against each other. One is here, one is there. No, they are still working for the same capitalist and white supremacist ends. And that's just not some shit I can't even pretend to root for. I can't even pretend to be in favor for that. I can't even pretend to have the audacity to look at other people in the face who come from different parts of the globe and tell them that, hey, you know, America, you just come here and you could be free and equal. No, that is not it. That is not it. So, anywho, let me get out of here. Oh, it's after 8. Yeah, let me push off, gang. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please hit the like and the thumbs up on your way out the door if it's not too much trouble. Check some of the links in the chat, as Lateef told us that Court very kindly dropped the link in the chat for Jackie Lukman. MedStar Washington is where we doing this, right? So if you are able, if you're physically able, if you're seriously physically able, try to get yourself tested. Just generally, not just for Jackie. If you're able to donate an organ or something to like try to do that, we appreciate that. What else am I trying to tell y'all? Oh, real quick. I forgot to say this. And Alicia saw it. And I think Will saw it. And Ursula saw it. Y'all, I got a reading on Instagram from the one and only Kelechi Okafor, gang. If you've been watching Burn It Down with Kim Brown since probably April, when I finally discovered Kelechi's podcast, Say Your Mind, you guys know what a huge deal that was for me. And you saw Kelechi she said on the reading that she would come and do the show. So I'm very excited. Hopefully be looking for that in the coming weeks. I am on Kelechi's time, 1000%. I'm going to tell her in the interview request, girl, if you don't have time for me in a month, in 3 months, I don't care. Like, I will make time. Anytime that you have, that would be great. So anyway, I just wanted to share that bit of good news because you guys know how much I stan Kelechi. I want you guys to get involved with the podcast, Say Your Mind podcast. Sis is she's a bad bitch out here, y'all. I'm not even kidding. Like, if you like me, you will love her because Kelechi be saying the tings. She be saying the tings, and she is black. She is Nigerian. She is British. She is amazing. She is amazing. So please like and subscribe, follow to the Say Your Mind podcast, and follow Kelechi Okafor. Oh my gosh, Ursula, did you see it? And for people that have been following me here, and you saw the reading, you know that Kelechi read me for filth. You know that Kelechi pulled them cards, and she read me down. And she read me the fuck down. So I am, anyway, I just wanted to share that bit of good news because it really made my day. I was having a cloudy week and it did bring a ray of sunshine to my week. So thank you all so much for that. So do us a favor. Join us back here for Burn It Down with Kim Brown, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Also Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, Black Power Media, the Remix Morning Show, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. And Wednesday, I've been hosting Status Ghoul. Woo! So I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So follow me. Thank you all so much to everybody. Pookie Wood, Courtney, Anna, who else was over there? Big Teal. I love to see my fire fam in that Status Quo chat. Like, that really, ooh, don't cry. Ooh, that hits me right here in the heart. It makes me, oh my God. It's like, holy shit, there's a community out here that is fucking with Kim. That's crazy. Like, I appreciate that so much. So thank y'all. It means so much. It means so much. So on behalf of Will and Molly, we will see y'all back here Tuesday. Please don't forget COVID. Definitely out here jumping on people. Definitely out here spreading still like wildfire. Monkeypox. The monkeypox calmed down. I doubt it. They just probably stopped reporting on it as much. So we are in the midst of the wild. A lot of communicable diseases out here, gang. Don't be out here fucking around. Mask indoors, social distance, wash your hands. Be careful, okay? We'll see y'all back here Tuesday. Love y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Hit that outro, Will.